Welcome to all Government of Karnataka, Department of Collegiate Education. Today in this class we'll study about the subject International Business for the BCom semester 5 students. This is the first session. We'll study the basic concept of international business. In the session 1 we'll learn about international business. In international business we'll study introduction and evolution, meaning, features, objectives. The learning objectives of international business: to understand the concept of international business, to identify the differences between international business and international trade and international marketing. After studying this session, we'll come to know theoretical understanding of features of international business. A student will be able to judge the objectives of international meaning. International business refers to the trade of goods, services, technology, capital, and or knowledge across national borders and at a global or transactional scale. In other words, international business is combination of all commercial transaction, either private or government, between two or more countries. Definition of international business. According to American Heritage Dictionary, international business refers to any commercial, industrial, or professional endeavor involving two or more nations. And one more definition is, according to Anatole Marad, international trade is trade between two nations. We'll study features of international business. One of the features of international business is large-scale operations. All the operations are conducted on a very huge scale. Production and marketing activities are conducted on a large scale. It first sells its goods in a local market, then surplus goods are exported. Integration of economy. The second feature of the international business is integration of economy. International business integrates or combines the economies of many countries. This is because it uses finance from one country, labor from another country, and infrastructure from another country. It designs the product in one country, produces its parts in many different countries, and assembles the goods in another country. It sells the product in many countries. That is international market. Third one, dominated by developed countries and MNCs. International business is dominated by developed countries and their multinational corporations. At present, MNCs from USA, Europe, and Japan dominate foreign trade. This is because they have large financial and other resources. They also have the best technology and research and development team. They have highly skilled employees and managers because they give very high salaries and other benefits. Therefore, they produce good quality goods and services at low prices. This helps them to capture the dominate the world market. Fourth feature, benefits to participating countries. International business gives benefit to all participating countries. Developed countries and developing countries, both countries will get benefited from it. Next feature is keen competition. International business has faced keen competition in the world market. The competition is between unequal partners, developed and underdeveloped countries. In this keen competition, developed countries and their MNCs are in favorable positions because they produce superior quality goods and producers at very low prices. Next one, special role of science and technology. International business gives a lot of importance to science and technology. Science and technology helps the business to have a large scale production. Next feature is international restrictions. International business faces many restrictions on the inflow and outflow of capital, technology, and goods. Many governments do not allow international business to enter their countries. They have many trade blocks, tariff barriers, foreign exchange restrictions, etc. All this is harmful to international business. Evolution of international business. The origin of international business goes back to human civilization. Historically, periods of greater openness to trade have been characterized by stronger but lopsided global growth. Now, we'll study international trade to international marketing to international business, how the transactional phase crossed. Now, first, international trade to international marketing. Originally, the producers used to export their products to the nearby countries and gradually extended to export to foreign countries. Gradually, the companies extended the operations beyond trade. For example, India used to export raw cotton, raw jute, and iron ore during the early 1900s. The massive industrialization in country enabled to export jute products, cotton garments, and steel during 1960s. India during 1980s could create markets for its products. In addition to more exporting, the marketing efforts include creation of demand for Indian products like textiles, electronics, leather products, tea, coffee, etc. Arranging for appropriate distribution channels, attractive packaging, product development, pricing, etc. This process is true not only with India but also with almost all developed and developing economies. International marketing to international business. The multinational companies which were producing the products in their home countries and marketing them in various foreign countries before 1980s started locating their plants and other manufacturing facilities in foreign host countries. Later, they started producing in one foreign country and marketing in another foreign countries. For example, Unilever established its subsidiary company in India, that is Hindustan Lever Limited, that is called as an HLL. HLL produces its products in India and markets them in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and other countries. Thus, the scope of the international trade is expanded into international marketing, and international marketing is expanded into international business. And also, today we'll learn objectives of international business. The first objective of international business is sales expansion. Every business main object is to increase its sales. The scope of the sales will be increased from its area. Say for example, a domestic company, the sales will be within the country. If the company is going for the internationally, like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and other European countries and African countries, the sales will be increased, the production will be increased. Similarly, the sales will also going to increase. The second objective of international business, resources acquisition. Resources are one of the important thing in international business. A company going for internationally will identify where the labors are available very cheaply, where the finance is available very plenty, where technology are in very high standard, and other resources available at a lower price, at a lower cost. So it has to acquire all the resources to produce the demands of the business. Next objective is diversification. Diversification is very important for international business. A company going for internationally to start diversify its operations like production, sales, research and development on the demands of the one country to another country. One country is demands for an automobile products and another country demand for a food product and another company's demand for other products. Similarly, the company which is going for international business should study the demands of the other countries and diversify its activities. Objectives of international business: minimizes competitive risk. The competition in international business is very high. If it wants to minimize the risk of competition, it should produce a qualitative goods. It should produce a cheaper goods comparatively other businesses or other companies. Next objective is profit making. Every business main objective is to make a profit. Similarly, in international business, a company is operating in various countries should expect more profit comparatively which is earlier doing in domestic companies like domestic companies. Next one, to stand in market. To stand in market is very important because a long-standing company can only sustain in a market. If a company going for many countries and investing lot of amount in different countries should maintain its existence more time comparatively a small companies because the operations of the business will be expanded all over the world wherever the company is operating. So these are the objectives of international business. In this session, dear students, we have studied the meaning of international business, the definition of international business, the features of international business, evolution of international business, and objectives of international business. Dear students, in our next session, we'll study another topic in international business. Thank you.